It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back, Mzansi. It's so good to still have you with us. Moving from one doctor to another, we got to get into another conversation all around the good feels when it comes to pediatrics. Now, Dr. Alastair McAlpine is a South African pediatric infectious diseases physician. He's now based out in Canada with a history of palliative pediatrics. He's also known for his heartwarming viral tweet from 2018, where he shared the touching responses of terminal pediatric patients about what brought them joy in life.
Yeah, now listen to this. He's got a new book out. It's called Prescription Ice Cream. And it delves into the profound lessons he's learned from his patients, highlighting the importance of finding happiness amidst adversity and the power of simple pleasures. Now, Dr. McAlpine is here to inspire us with his stories of resilience and hope. Doc, coming through with the good stuff. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. We're really excited about this one.
I am so excited, Doc. Thank you for joining us on this couch. First and foremost, what struck me was the title of your book. Because if I was ever prescribed ice cream, I'm telling you, I'd be sick all the time. So tell me what goes behind that title, Prescription Ice Cream.
So the thread that inspired it all, which we'll talk about in a second, asked a bunch of kids who were facing really serious life-threatening conditions, what makes you happy? And one of the things that jumped out is every single one of them said ice cream. And what's amazing about ice cream is it's something that you can share with a friend. You can have it by yourself. You can have it when you're happy and celebrating, and you can have it when you've just had a breakup. It's this wonderful thing that people can share and enjoy. Kids love it, adults love it, and for something that provides so much joy, sometimes I think we just need to prescribe it a little bit more.
I'm here for that, I'm not going to lie.
I'm sold, man. I'm sold on ice cream after that. You can't fault me wrong. But, I mean, it does get deeper than that, and I think there's a bigger meaning as to why you did this. I want to take it back to 2018. We're speaking about that tweet that you found a reason to share, and I'm thinking that a lot of the world is actually very grateful for that decision that you made. Why did you go through thinking that in 2018 it was a good reason to share some of your patients' insights and what these kids were going through?
Sure. So I was chatting to a bunch of these kids who were really unwell, and what was amazing was that they still found so much joy and happiness. And I was kind of jealous. I was like, tell me your secret. How are you able, what is it that makes you happy? And the answers that they gave were so beautiful and profound and true that I knew I was onto something. I knew I had stumbled onto something interesting, and it was so cool and life-altering for me that I really thought I had to share it. So one lunch hour, I sent it out to my followers on the app formerly known as Twitter, and I think I had a couple hundred followers, and I thought my mom and a few friends might retweet it. And it went around the world. It was viewed more than 20 million times. And I think it was just that, and it wasn't my brilliance, it was simply people could recognize the wisdom in the answers that the children gave. And I think it just gave a lot of people perspective and joy and hope. And that's what people really want.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. I mean, we face so many challenges on a day-to-day. Any little bit of encouragement will eat it up, right? But I know that what you do every day, Doc, is not always easy. I mean, seeing these children face things that no person should, especially not a kid, is not very easy. So tell us more about some of the heartwarming stories that you've seen, experienced, and heard.
Totally. Well, when I was working for this amazing organization in Cape Town called PedsPal, and that's a palliative care organization that deals with children who are unwell, and they make magic happen. And I remember we had two youngsters, and all they wanted to do was go to the aquarium. And that was easier said than done because they were on ventilators to help them breathe. They were getting medications through drips and things like that. So it wasn't just a matter of putting them in the car and hauling them off to the aquarium. But a whole team of doctors, a whole team of nurses, a whole team of volunteers managed to work together to get these kids to the aquarium. And the look on their faces when they were there and surrounded by the fish and seeing the dolphins and everything was just absolutely magic. And at that moment, I think we all thought, this has been totally worth it. And then the other quick story was I had a young man who was in a lot of pain, and he wouldn't talk to anybody. And he had a metal shirt on, and a lot of people are surprised to know that I'm a big metal fan.
Okay.
No one knows that, but they're very surprised. And I said to him, I know the band. And he didn't believe me. But when I was able to convince him that I did in fact like this horrible band. It was a real breakthrough, and that was the moment at which I was able to connect with him, because no one else had been able to get through. But a shared love of something that no one else likes, but I kind of like, was the breakthrough point, and I was then able to then take the relationship further and really help him out. So that's a couple of the things that appear in the book.
That is so cool. Well, listen,
Wait, I want to know which band this is. Which horrible band brought the two of you together?
So the horrible band that brought the two of us together is a band called Wolves in the Throne Room.
Wolves in the Throne Room. They're going to get a lot of plays after this one.
I don't think most of your audience would like it, but a few people right now are going,
Rock on.
Listen, I'm so grateful that you're sharing this, because I think there's so much that you've learned that I still feel we need to kind of pull out of you, and I'm sure we're going to get a lot of that in the future. But if I could ask you right now in this moment, with everything that you've been able to take in, what is one of the biggest lessons that you've been able to learn throughout this journey and throughout all these incredible lessons that you've been blessed with?
So for me, the biggest one is that happiness and the things that make us happy are simple and easy and available to almost all of us. But as we get older and we get caught up in the hustle and bustle of day-to-day life, we forget. And we think that it's the flashy car or the nice watch or the million followers on Instagram that what matters, and we lose sight of what really matters. And, you know, very brief spoiler, but family, quality time with your family, cracking bad jokes with your friends, eating ice cream, going to the beach, reading stories to the people you love, listening to great music with people you know and care about, being as kind as you can be to other people. If you take all of those things and you smush them together, you're probably going to have a happy day.
That's like life's ice cream right there.
Yeah.
With some toppings.
With some toppings and sprinkles and a cherry on top. Doc, thank you so much for coming through. It doesn't stop here, because it gets even more exciting, because not only are we talking about the book, but we're also giving Mzansi an opportunity to get involved in this right now. So listen to this, Mzansi. Prescription ice cream is available at major bookstores, but you at home can stand the chance of winning a copy. Now, we have 2 copies up for grabs, and to enter, all you have to do is answer the following question. Tell us, what are your simple pleasures? It's really that simple. So let us know your answer on the Expresso social pages. Your terms and conditions can be found at expressoshow.com. And a reminder, the comp closes at 12 o'clock tomorrow. That's the 29th of May. So what are you waiting for? This is something that could possibly, more than likely, I think definitely change your perspective on life and make you find the magic that you've been looking for. Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you so much for having me.